I have the keys to a 2015 Porsche Cayman with PDK. I'm gonna drive it and give you my impressions.
Be sure to log into your YouTube account, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video.
When Porsche launched the Boxster in 1997, many people wondered when the coupe would be announced. That day never came during the 986 generation of Porsche's mid-engine sports car. Lacking the resources to build a Boxster coupe back then, the automaker had new plans for the 987 generation. For the 2006 model year, Porsche finally added the Boxster coupe to the model lineup and called it the Cayman S. Those first Caymans were part of the 987.1 generation, while the 2009 to 2012 models would be the 987.2. The 981 Cayman came after the 987.2 in 2013, offering more power and refinement. Of course, the 981 received updated styling. As I record this, the car market has deflated compared to the start of 2023. That means cars like the 981 Cayman are coming back into reach for certain buyers. While it always seems base 981s come up for sale less often than S models, I've found several nice ones for sale starting in the low $30,000 range. In October 2023, one with 7,000 miles wearing Guards Red paint and equipped with a manual transmission sold on Bring a Trailer for $41,250. The Cayman we're driving today is a 2015 model with the PDK dual clutch automatic transmission. It's a very handsome car in racing yellow paint, yet the interior somehow steals the show. Full leather in amber orange and agate gray. Apparently, the dealer who sold the owner this car knew wasn't too hot on the interior combo, but I can't fathom why. Porsche decreased displacement of the base Cayman to 2.7 liters. Other tricks were used to increase horsepower from 265 to 275, though torque fell from 221 pound-feet to 213. Crucially, the 981 weighs slightly less than the 987, offsetting the loss of 8 pound-feet of torque.
This is a special car. We are in the Carolinas region, and we haven't driven a lot of 981s, particularly non-GT4 981s. I think Manny drove a 981 Boxster S with sport exhaust at one point. I've driven a Cayman GT4 and now this base Cayman. So let's get the engine on real quick. And I notice right off the bat that we have the regular style steering wheel. So I'll tell you about that and what that means pretty soon here. So the 981 came in the base car to 2.7 liter, naturally aspirated flat six. So if you'll remember that a 987.1 base came in at a 2.7 liter, and then the 987.2 had a 2.9 liter flat six, and that 2.9 liter was actually port fuel injected, whereas all the other engines during the 987.2 generation were direct fuel injection. Now we're back to 2.7 liter flat six, but it too has direct fuel injection and is not based on the old M97 engine that was used through 08. This is based on the 9A1, and it does not have an intermediate shaft and therefore no intermediate shaft bearing. Any post 2008, so 09 and later flat six powered Porsche that you buy will not have an intermediate shaft, and you won't have to worry about a bearing going bad. So I've left it in automatic. This car doesn't have Sport Chrono, so it won't have the Sport Plus settings, but it does have regular and sport modes. So right now we're in normal mode in automatic. Very normal sort of transmission, feels nice, a lot like an automatic when you're just driving it around like so. I should mention this car has the factory sport exhaust system, which not many base Caymans were ordered with that. Now this one was not ordered with that either. The owner wished he had ordered it and had it dealer installed afterwards. Now I'm going to put it into manual and keep it in the regular mode. Now we have not paddles but the buttons, so you pull back and that's a downshift. Pull back, downshift. And it doesn't matter which side you're on. Push forward, downshift. Pull back, I should say push forward, upshift, pull back, downshift. Yeah, so sport exhaust in this car, very smooth, a little bit louder. You can hear it more in the cabin than you can in other Caymans. Yeah, very sonorous exhaust note. Taut suspension. This is on 235 45 18s and 265 45 18s. Fairly tall tires for being on 18-inch wheels. So it probably contributes to how well this car rides over normal roads. Yeah, second gear. On the gas a little bit. This is not a blazingly quick car. It is a momentum car. Very smooth, sharp throttle. And it has 275 horsepower, only 213 pound-feet of torque. So this is the kind of car where you'll be shifting a lot to stay in the power band, especially if you're used to cars with larger engines, like almost any recent flat six powered Cayman or Boxster, like the GTS 4.0. Now, with the sport exhaust off, it's nice. Let's turn it on. Downshift. Yeah, that is very nice sounding. What I like is this exhaust sounds like Porsche made it. It sounds like they put a lot of thought into the noises you want to hear versus the ones you don't. There's no droning with this exhaust. Just a very full, rich sound. Oh yeah, and PDK going into first on the downshift. So here's where the owner drove me a little bit earlier. He likes to listen to the exhaust note here. Oh, it's so nice. We still haven't put it in sport mode. What I'm noticing is PDK definitely is not as intense in normal mode. Put it into sport. Yeah, a little bit faster on the upshift. Can't tell on the downshift as much. Yeah, definitely a quicker upshift when you have it in sport mode. Without Sport Plus though, it doesn't have that super quick shift that almost unsettles the chassis, but it's quick. The owner of this car uses it as his daily driver, so almost 90,000 miles since new, bought in 2015 or late 2014. So the steering, this is the first year of electric steering in the Cayman Boxster, or I should say first generation. And the steering's nice. It's not maybe the hydraulic steering that earlier Porsches had, but it's very, very nice. Now, a lot of people, maybe I'm not just a steering feel person, I'm more of a seat of the pants sort of person when I drive. But I've never really had too much of a problem with steering feel on 981s that I've driven. Now back into automatic, take sport off, leave the exhaust on, and now we'll go point towards, I'll go by next to a car that we'll be driving later, this Boxster 25. So yeah, what a car. This is the kind of car that is super friendly. It's easy to just get in and drive and not have to think about it. It's approachable. Friendly and approachable are two words that I really associate with this car. And I say that, it's the brakes. I didn't even talk about the brakes. The brakes are very progressive. They're not super touchy like some Porsche brakes that I've driven on some of the newer cars lately. Porsche brakes are always great, but sometimes they're just a little bit quick to bite up top. These seem perfect. I'm not bothered by the steering wheel, as I've said in other videos. I don't mind. I actually kind of like these shift buttons because it makes sense. Upshift, downshift, always, no matter which way the wheel is turned. I love the color on the exterior, racing yellow. Great color for a 987, or 981 I should say. And amber orange, I know the dealer didn't want to order this color at first in case the owner backed out, which he didn't obviously, but man, it looks so classy. I don't know what they were scared of. Really nice car, really easy, friendly, and approachable to drive. All right, so here are my scores. So we start out with car show. Now this car, it's a base Cayman, it's a 981. It's not a GT4 or something crazy like that, yet it is in a pretty crazy color. You don't see a ton of bright yellow Caymans, 981s driving around, and if you do, oftentimes they're GT4s. So right off the bat, we have a car that stands out with its exterior paint color. And then we also have a car whose interior is just super nice. Leather seats. I don't think this is a full leather interior, but as I said, we have the agate gray on the amber orange. Very nice color combination, works really well with yellow on the exterior. I think people would be drawn to this car just because of how bright it is, and then maybe be surprised to learn that it's a base Cayman. I'm going to give this a 8.25 for car show. For daily driving, really nice car to drive, as I said, friendly and approachable, which is what you want for the daily drive, because you don't have to think about driving if the car blends into the background. So if you're in traffic, you know, it's easy to feel out where the corners are. The steering's nice, it's comfortable, the throttle is predictable, and so is how the transmission acts. You have storage in the front and in the trunk, as well as above the engine in this car. You can take a lot of luggage or work material, whatever you might need, when you're driving a 981 Cayman. So I think that this, for daily driving, would get an easy 8.25. It's easy to drive, suspension's really compliant. You've got the fairly tall 18-inch tires. Yeah, no complaints here from that. It's just a Porsche sports car. You just might not want to drive it all the time everywhere, but most places and most times of the year. For road trip, I'm going to give this even better than that. I'll call this an 8.5 for a road trip. For all the reasons it's a good daily driver, it's a little bit better at road tripping. You have plenty of room, as I said, for storage. It rides well. The suspension's great. The tires, the whole package. If your significant other or your friend doesn't drive manual, PDK is a nice option to have, and you can still shift manually. Even without Sport Chrono, this is a really quick shifting transmission. It's all you really need, even if you wanted to drive hard on a back road or at an autocross. Even without Sport Plus, PDK is going to be an advantage in at an autocross, or let's say at a time trial if you wanted to do this, or do time trials on a car like this. Yeah, 8.5 for road trip. For fun factor, this is my kind of car. My car is very similar. It's just a little bit older and it has a manual transmission. I just love cars where you can get in and feel really comfortable driving quickly like this car, which means that when you go to your favorite back road, you don't have to know the road super well. Maybe it's not your favorite back road. Maybe you go to a new back road. It's not like you have to tiptoe around every single corner, because you really can't go as fast. The limits are lower for the most part in a car like this than, you know, in a GT4. Just very approachable, easy to drive, yet it's quick. You know, I believe these with PDK went from 0 to 60 in around 5 seconds, which is nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, for fun factor, I'm gonna give this an 8.5. Yeah, solid 8.5 for fun factor. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like this video, subscribe to our channel. Helps us and the channel produce more videos that you like when you subscribe, when you give us a like, when you engage with our channel, and obviously watch as many videos as you can. That always helps as well. Until next time.